Hey friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to tell you what things happened that I came to breaking my no buy challenge. So for a little bit of backstory, back in May 2020, I decided not to buy any clothes for the rest of 2020, and I had made it. I was successful and I was really happy with the fact that I completed the challenge, but also I was really happy in a place of when it comes to my relationship with consumption, buying things and all that jazz. So when the new year came around, 2021, I decided to extend that challenge and wanted to challenge myself to almost in a sense not buy any clothes as long as possible. I had set the end of 2021 as a deadline and even decided to give myself a little bit of a motivational push. So for each month that I managed not to buy anything, I would donate to a charitable cause. And as the year started, I was feeling really good. I was so used to not buying things, I forgot what it felt like to buy stuff. The more months that had passed, the easier it was in a sense for me not to buy stuff. So I was really doing really well, I was really happy, and then I moved to Italy. So 2 months ago I moved to Italy for a semi-long stay. I was planning to stay here in Italy for about 2 to 3 months, and coming here to Italy I broke my no buying challenge. So in total I managed not to buy things for about 1.5 years, which is pretty great. I'm really happy with that, but it's also interesting now reflecting back on how it came to me now having bought things, and how I feel about this now. Let me just show you the things that I bought and the story behind it. So the first thing I had bought here in Italy was this pair of jeans. Now I had bought this at a secondhand antique market kind of thing. So these are just plain secondhand Levi's 501s. Technically these didn't break my no buy rules, since my rule was I was allowed to replace things if something had been broken to a point of being not repairable. There's a hole in the butt area, or actually two here on the left and the right, and also in between in the crotch there is a hole, and just the fabric once again is so thin. It was ripping everywhere that I decided to sort them out. But I never actually replaced that pair of jeans. I felt like I was doing just fine with just one pair of jeans in general, but I had not kept in mind that it was summer, so I wasn't wearing long pants that much in general. So when we came to Italy, the weather started getting colder, and with only having one pair of long pants, it was starting to get more and more difficult to stay warm, but then also wash that pair of pants. And I decided it was time to replace that pair that I had sorted out in the beginning of the year. And that's how I came to buy this pair. I'm really happy with this pair of jeans just because they are secondhand, so I'm happy that I was able to buy sustainably. And also these feel really sturdy. I feel like sometimes clothes from back in the day feel more high quality, and they fit perfectly, so I'm really happy with this purchase. I realized that after I bought those pair of jeans, the ball just started rolling. I, in a sense, remembered how it felt like to buy something, the rush that you feel that is very temporary with being in a new environment. And I don't know how to explain this. With being in a new environment, I felt like I wasn't as focused on minimalism because I wasn't surrounded by my stuff. So back at home, I'm constantly surrounded by all of my things, and all of my things are a constant reminder of my journey with minimalism. I'm constantly trying to curate my things, to pare down my things. But here in Italy, I only came with one suitcase, and I came with very, very limited amount of stuff. And all the furniture and everything that's in this apartment is not mine. So it's not a constant reminder of my minimalist journey. And my mind was more occupied with just experiencing, immersing myself in the Italian culture, that I kind of dropped the ball in a sense. So the next purchase I did was I bought 2 rings, again at an antique secondhand market. They're from the 90s, they're really cool, silver. This is the first one, a very big, kind of not usually my style, more edgy, rocker, goth maybe. And the second one is this silver one of a snake that wraps around the finger. I love them both. I got a super good deal on them, and I again love that it's secondhand, so it's more sustainable, environmentally friendly. But to be honest, this was pretty much an impulse purchase. I mean, yes, I love rings. I could always have more rings. I'm really fascinated by jewelry, not only the look and the feel of them, but also the craftsmanship behind it. And this was kind of an impulse buy. It was the excitement of being in Italy and seeing all these amazing antique secondhand markets that I just felt like I really want this, and it was such a steal. I need to be honest, and that was an impulse buy. Now, the next thing I bought was, again, sort of an impulse buy. I mean, I definitely don't need this, and I didn't plan on buying this, but now that I have it, I'm really glad I have it. This Mara Cardigan. Again, at a vintage charity event, and when I saw this, it was just so soft. This is 100% cashmere, and this color, as you can see, is totally my color, and I just felt like I had to buy it. And it was, I think, only 30 euros, and I convinced myself it was for a good cause. Even though this is a really thin cashmere cardigan, it is so warm. It is so much warmer than any other thing that I have, and it made me realize that cashmere is not cashmere. Not all cashmere is made the same. There is different grade and quality, which is why this very thin cardigan keeps me so incredibly warm, and I don't have to bulk up like I usually do in winter. Another impulse buy, but one that I'm very happy about. I felt that the more I bought, now this is the 3rd item I've bought, the more I felt like this feels so good, I want to keep this going, which is very dangerous and very addicting. And I had a little bit of rough patch just privately, personally, with things that I've been dealing with, and I felt myself wanting to channel all this negative energy into buying things. I really wanted to buy things just to feel that small joy, and I knew logically in my head that buying stuff is not going to solve what I'm dealing with or what I'm feeling, but I was really just longing for that slight pause and that slight joy in buying something, which is not good. Then next, I bought something again at the secondhand vintage market. This time though, it was not out of an impulse buy, it was with a purpose. So it's now November here in Italy, and it is definitely not as cold as Germany, which is why I did not pack as warm as I would for winter in Germany. But for some reason, even though it's not that cold degree-wise, it feels very cold, and I think it's because of the high humidity here. Anyways, I am constantly freezing and wearing my outdoor jacket indoors, and just constantly cold, that I felt like I really needed a warm sweater. And that's when I went sweater hunting at a vintage market, and I got this really big fluffy brown sweater. Again, absolutely amazing materials, 100% wool, and so warm, and such a steal for 10 euros. And I've been living in this pretty much every single day. Again, not something I regret. I'm so happy I got this, but I definitely realized I have been buying a lot, from a no buy for 1.5 years to now having bought 4 things. And I do have to definitely catch myself in moments. There were other moments where I wanted to buy other things like boots and other things, but I managed to stop myself from buying some of the things I had wanted to buy, but I definitely noticed that buying things and this thrill of buying things is very contagious, and once you start, you don't feel like you kind of keep chasing that high, because that high does not go away. Now, how am I going to deal with this moving forward? Am I just going to keep on buying stuff, or do I want to reinstate my no buy challenge? What is the deal here? So I have decided not necessarily to reinstate my no buy challenge. For now, I'm very happy and proud of myself that I have made it as far as 1.5 years not buying anything, sticking to my no buy rules. And yes, I have in a sense slipped up and bought things that were on impulse or weren't on my to buy list. But I've also learned from this experience that even though I logically know all the arguments and know it's not good to buy things, know that it's not going to solve some internal issue or battle or sadness that I might have going on, but the emotions behind it are so strong that it's so easy, I think, for every single one to slip up. And it's okay if you slip up. You don't have to beat yourself up about it, even though I have felt bad about buying things. I just have to come back to all my reasons for wanting to be a minimalist and just remind myself, do I really need this? And could I maybe borrow this? So going forward, I really want to reel it in and remind myself of all the reasons that I want to be a minimalist, of all the values that I have. And I just wanted to show you kind of that everyone can slip up once in a while, and that's okay as well. I don't want to only show you the, wow, I'm not buying stuff and I'm going strong and this is the only way to go. If you're too scared to fail, then you won't be able to achieve anything. So I know a lot of you guys are also doing a no buy or have messaged me that you also want to join my no buy. Let me know how you have been doing. Have you had slip ups? Are you still going strong? I'm rooting for you. The year is almost over. You can make it. And if I start another no buy, maybe in the new year, I'll definitely let you guys know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.